And in true OmniFlix fashion, you guys also decided to take it into your own hands when it comes to launching the Flix token, which is, I think, why a lot of people are watching this now, because there's an airdrop on the horizon, 9 days away. So talk to us a little bit about Streamswap, what that is, how that works, and
Yeah,
how Flix will be rolled out on that.
sure. Cito, just to correct you, we do not have the airdrop in 9 days. That'll be a bit later, but we have the token launch in 9 days. Yes,
All right.
right. Like, there were a lot of people, a lot of questions around that as well. So, Cito, if my screen can be brought up,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, as Da also mentioned earlier, and like you said, we took it into our own hands. It happened, destiny hit us, all these things put together, right? There was a space in April, and this was updates from the lab, osmosis updates from the lab, and that was when we had a word with Sunny. Like I asked, like when at BPV2, Sunny said, things have started. You should be able to like work and contribute on the UI and multiple other things, and let's collaborate. Once that happened, we were exposed to what was like a very initial version, a Golang module of what is Streamswap today. So let me go ahead and okay, Cito tokenomics or Streamswap? What do you want to do, sir?
Let's use Streamswap first and then tokenomics.
Okay, sure. So let's go ahead to Streamswap. And now, what is Streamswap? Okay, I just refreshed the page. So yeah. What is Streamswap? So Streamswap is for time-based token swaps, right? And what do we mean by that? Right now on Osmosis, on Uniswap, you see what are instant swaps, right? You take X token, you get Y token instantly, right? But with Streamswap, what happens is this is a new primitive, new way in which like swapping happens. They happen over a period of time. They don't happen instantly, right? So your swap that you want to like go ahead engage with X to Y token, that happens over a period of time. Now, how does this happen, right? So there is like a okay. Let me go ahead run through like a sample stream that is created. So here you can see say stream 132, right? And this is how you should read it. So there is a stream that is created by locking the Flix token and accepting Osmo, right? So someone logged Flix tokens to swap them with Osmo. So for Osmo, and have the entire stream, set with a duration of 14 minutes. So here you have 100 Flix logged, as part of the stream to be swapped with Osmo over a period of 14 minutes. Now, here, if you observe, this is not like a liquidity pool. This is not like an LP and AMM pool. You do not have to add the token on the other side. There is no collateral token being added for someone that's creating a stream. Okay, let's call them a streamer, right? Someone that's creating a stream is a streamer, and a streamer can go ahead, use one token, lock it up, set a duration, and start. Now, what happens? What is the actual mechanism or process? Let's go to a stream that has been created but is in the bootstrapping phase. Okay, I'll explain what this means in a bit. So, here, what has happened is there are tokens that are logged, and let's just say today we create the stream, but it actually starts tomorrow, right? So the time between now and start time is the bootstrapping phase, where people can just subscribe to the stream by depositing tokens, or subscribing with tokens. Now the thing here is that you should be in a position to not just like say subscribe to a stream, like just deposit and like forget, but you should also be able to withdraw. So you have the freedom to exit as well in being able to withdraw, right? And your freedom to exit doesn't hurt others. You don't sell something, you don't dump anything. Your freedom to exit is you withdrawing your token, right? These are like the fundamental principles behind which say Streamswap is built. And once tokens are logged, the Flix tokens that you see here, they're logged. That's about it. You won't be in a position to be able to like unlock them, like add more tokens, withdraw more tokens. So A streamer that's creating a stream locks their tokens, and that's about it, right? Even if there is like one Osmo on the other side, right? The person that deposits one Osmo gets all 100 FLIX, right? In this example. So that is how, the bootstrapping phase works, where people can subscribe by depositing and withdrawing their tokens. And for depositing, they should be able to get their shares, and they should be in a position to, okay, let me go ahead and show you what is a stream that's in the streaming phase, right?
11.
Disconnect. Yeah, there you had something to
No,
say.
no, I'm just looking at smallest
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Cito, any thoughts, questions up until here?
Yeah, I'm getting wrecked a little bit with my. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Okay. No, I just to so to summarize so far, Streamswap is basically the evolution of what we've seen traditionally with LBPs, right? On Osmosis itself, for example, we had liquidity bootstrapping protocols where I think Region was one of them, Stars was, I think, one of them, where you have a pool where you put in,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
then people, aka people that want to buy the token, investors, they could also put in do it vice versa, right? And basically cause this extreme volatility, which we've seen over and over for these LBPs, right? So from my understanding, Streamswap, like the main goal for Streamswap is to mitigate a little bit of this volatility, because there's no two assets in the pool, there's just one asset, and people can basically say, hey, I want to put in 100 Osmo into this pool, I want to stream to that asset to get FLIX in that case, and then what it will do in the back end during the duration of my assets being bonded or streamed to this pool or to this token, it will constantly basically DCA, right? Or how does that work? And also another question to that, how is the price like determined and at what rate? Is it like every second, or how does it readjust itself? Because I think it still constantly like fluctuates, right? Depending on how much is streamed to that pool.
Yeah, that's it. That, do you want to go?
No.
Okay. So yeah, like Cito, we went ahead and talked about the bootstrapping phase where people could just deposit, right? And as you rightly said, this is a community-driven token launch mechanism or protocol. That's how we are using this for right now. And LBPs have like multiple disadvantages inherently, where you need a collateral token. You have, like you have what is MEV, you have what is like a reverse Dutch auction, which is working against investors, like continuously reducing price. And and your freedom to exit is in you dumping the token right into the LBP, which is when you're combining the primary and secondary market. Like if you take the example of an NFT launchpad, you don't like you mint in the launchpad, you don't sell back into the launchpad, you go to the marketplace and list your NFT. So that is when your primary and secondary markets are like split, they're independent. But when it comes to LBPs, they were the same, right? And people dumped into the LBP, bought and sold into the LBP, and that was their version of freedom to exit, right? But you have a choice. You don't need to design the protocol like that. Considering that, right? When we looked at the bootstrapping phase, people could like go ahead, deposit, subscribe to the stream with their tokens, and they would be in a position to get shares. But now what we did is we are in a streaming phase where I just like during the stream went ahead and deposited 100 Osmo. And if you can see, my spent Osmo are increasing with every passing second. And during the streaming phase is when you have the swapping happening through the mechanism of streaming. And this streaming happens every second. So if there are like a million FLIX, right, that are logged, you have and you have a duration, a duration of say 10 hours. Your 1 million FLIX, because they cannot be added or removed, they're logged, they stream at a constant rate of 100k tokens per hour. So 1 million by 10 gives you 100k tokens per hour. On the other side, if you have like say 1000 people depositing like 1000 Osmo each, you have a million Osmo. And you have like someone that deposited or subscribed with 1000 Osmo. Now their Osmo are not spent at the same time, right? So their Osmo, their 1000 Osmo are spent at a rate of 100 Osmo per hour. So every hour, like after the third hour, they would have spent 300 Osmo. After the seventh hour, they would have spent 700 Osmo, and only after the 10th hour is when they would have like spent all 1000 Osmo of theirs. So this way, even if you want to like spend all 1000 Osmo in the first hour, if you want to do that, you got to come down with like 10,000 Osmo and then spend 1000 Osmo in the first hour. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. So this way, we are making sure that even if there is an economic attack vector that that might want to be like someone wants to go ahead with an economic attack, it might not be possible unless they have like a lot of capital, right? So that also reduces the concept of MEV, where people like front run others and so on and so forth. But in a 10-hour stream, how can you like front run anyone? Like you'll get a spike, but that's about it. So these are some of the ways in which the protocol itself is like making sure that the attack vectors are being like minimized. So again, to summarize, in the streaming phase, your tokens are like subscribers tokens are spent constantly every second, and that's why you see what is like a spent token, spent amount being increased and unspent decrease. And these represent your shares here. So I have 104 shares out of 2000, 2.08, and these are the total shares. So you have people that deposited like X Osmo that led to like 2000 shares. And here at this point in time, the current price is like one FLIX is 20.82 Osmo, like on the beta testing. This will be great. But at the same time, people can go ahead and not only like subscribe, but they can also withdraw. They can withdraw like a partial amount, whatever they might want to. And redeem FLIX is not active. Although I have like 0.2 FLIX allocated, redeem is not active because all your tokens are spent only at the end of the stream. That's when you should be able to redeem. And the price of the FLIX token in this case is determined by the final number of tokens that are received at the end of the stream. So final price of 1 million FLIX is determined by the total Osmo that are received at the end of the stream. So if you receive 1 million Osmo, one FLIX is one Osmo. If you receive like 2 million, one FLIX is two Osmo, and so on and so forth. So this is something that we have built, of course, multiple iterations, conversations, multiple team members, Osmosis team, Deus Labs, or Orkun team, Orkun Anand Sarkan, like all of them, including the FLIX crew. We've had like quite the support. Osmosis, we have had, of course, Sunny and Josh and the others, and Osmosis team members, also like supporting along with independent contributors, and that is what like made this happen. So Streamswap protocol is a set of smart contracts that will be live on Osmosis after governance. We have the Commonwealth draft also in place, and these smart contracts, lead to what are time-based token swaps. And just to I'll share a bit more about the future of Streamswap, but Cito, I'll
Yeah.